Yo, there will be spoilers in this video, just a warning. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I did not love it. I thought it was okay. If I had to give it a fresh or a rotten tomato, I'd give it a fresh one. I acknowledge there's more good things about it than bad things, but I think it's definitely the weakest entry into this new Apes franchise, a franchise that I've been a huge fan of. The Planet of the Apes trilogy that's come out over the last 15 years has been one of my favorite trilogies, honestly, maybe of all time. And Dawn of the Planet of the Apes might be one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm a big fan of these films. I'm a big fan of Matt Reeves as a director. I'm still bummed we haven't gotten a mandrill in this series yet. I understand it's the Planet of the Apes, but we need more monkeys in there too. I didn't think Matt Reeves needed to come back and direct. I mean, Rise of the Planet of the Apes wasn't directed by Matt Reeves, and it's a great film. I really like Dawn, and I really like War, but I thought we could use a new director. I'd be fine with it. And then it's Wes Ball directing. The only movie I could think of off the top of my head that I've seen Wes Ball direct was The Maze Runner. And while The Maze Runner wasn't a terrible movie, it wasn't a very good movie. I'll tell you what I liked about this movie, then I'll tell you what I disliked. I really liked the cut of the many generations later, and then we cut to a new character in a new location. It wasn't Caesar's great grandson. If Disney owned this property, they totally would have had to be like, oh, it's the son of Caesar mixed with the daughter of a Skywalker. It was just this dude named Noah from this clan called Eagle Clan. And I like the tree houses that they had built. I like that they raise eagles and use them to function in their world and gather food and stuff like that. I thought it was really cool and just felt very real world, lived in. Everything felt functional and had its purpose. I liked Noah's dad with the feather cape. I thought that was pretty cool. I really liked the first 30 minutes and it felt more chill. A lot of these blockbusters nowadays have to kick off the start of the movie with just crazy action scenes, and I like when you could just show me your world first. Have a chill, calm opening. Show me the world, show me the characters. You don't need to grab everyone's attention with crazy CGI explosions. Although we do get that somewhat in this movie, but still not as much as a regular modern day blockbuster, which I really appreciated. I really liked Raka when Noah runs into Raka and Raka starts telling him about Caesar's history and the lessons that Caesar taught. It's so cool to see that Caesar kind of became a Jesus character in this world to the apes. This icon that they look back on, who shaped the way, who created the law of apes and the rules that they must abide by with ape must not kill ape and ape together strong and all these sayings that Caesar said throughout the trilogy, and now hundreds of years later they're quoted and people look up to Caesar and still use his symbol. I thought all that was really cool. The movie started to fall apart for me when they go to Optimus Prime's fucking beach fort. Proximus Kong, I forget his name. When they go to his beach fort, did you notice this? We just did this in the last movie. Caesar's entire family and his entire crew was taken, and so Caesar has to go on this long journey to get them back with the help of some others, and then when he arrives, they're at this prison camp and they're being made to do some work, except instead of the snow this time, it was a beach fort. This was literally a retread of War for the Planet of the Apes. When they arrived at that beach fort, I was like, I just saw this in the last movie. Did nobody who was on set, nobody who was part of the writing team or anything be like, we just did this in the last movie, maybe let's do something different? It was a literal retread of the last movie, but not as good. I think Wes Ball did a good job directing. I thought the movie looked good. I thought there were some decently tense scenes. There wasn't anything just eye-popping, visually, wow, that cinematography is just breathtaking. I felt like Matt Reeves really got into his beautiful shot cinematography mode in War for the Planet of the Apes. There was nothing that really caught my eye, no shots that I'm really gonna remember in this movie. And then fucking the girl May. I understand she's a human, and Wes Ball maybe thought just because she's a human we're automatically gonna like her and care for her and be on her side, but she just really brought nothing to the movie for me. I don't know why she was following Noah around in the beginning and seemed like a creep. Who is this character? Why do we care about her other than the fact that she's a human? We don't know anything about her. I also wasn't as encapsulated by Noah as I was Caesar. Noah was kind of just like, discount Caesar. This is a new character now that Caesar's dead. We gotta follow this guy instead. He was kind of meh. I really liked Rocca. Rocca was probably my favorite character. Proximus Prime was just a little bit too over the top for me and just like boring as a villain. I didn't really care for him. I didn't care for his whole, we must follow Caesar's words and his plans. Now open this vault door. It was just kind of just like, nah, kind of random. I'm over this prison thing where the person has to go back to save their clan from the prison. We just did this in the last movie. And the entire last hour, I feel like I honestly could have done without. And they tried to have this whole crazy ending with the girl and the satellites because she gave them a hard drive and now they got these giant satellites that are working. The drama between Noah and May really fell flat to me. May as a character really fell flat to me. Proximus Kong's Prime was just a boring, over-the-top villain for me, and I felt like this entire plot of this movie we kind of just did in the last movie. The stuff I liked was Eagle Clan's fort, the tree houses, the world, kind of like everything outside of the story and the characters itself. Like the world West Ball created was awesome. The story itself was just kind of like mediocre and has been kind of done in the previous film. And again, it's not bad, it's entertaining enough, but when it comes to the new Planet of the Apes films, for me, I go number 1 is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, number 2 is Rise of the Planet of the Apes, number 3 is War for the Planet of the Apes, and then with a bit of a drop is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I do still think all 4 films in the franchise are at least decent to great, but Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes kind of drops the ball. And if I were to give this movie a grade out of 10, I'd give it a 5 out of 10. Tight. Peace.